Thank you. My name's John Meir. I'm the town manager, town of Rocky Hill. Welcome everybody to our last bean ceremony. Been scheduled many times, but the best decision that was made by somebody was to postpone it from last Friday to this Friday. Before we get started, I'd like to have a moment of silence for Joe Kohanek. Joe passed away yesterday on November 5th. Joe was a pillar of the community. He was a Navy veteran. He spent 31 years in the Rocky Hill Fire Department, 11 years as fire chief. He served on the town council from November 2011 to November 2019. He was deputy mayor as well as the mayor of Rocky Hill from May 2018 to November 2019. A senior statesman of the town that to many of us was a trusted friend. And he was deeply involved in this project. So if we could just have a moment of silence for Joe. Thank you. Also welcoming you to our first event in our multi-purpose room. I was just going to review the path that the town took to get to this point in time. This senior center project was discussed probably for years in the town, especially by our senior population, which is large for largest one in the area. I sort of figure this project started back in January of 2017 when the town council commissioned Dr. Marjan Pardasanti to do a study and a survey of the senior needs for Rocky Hill. He issued a report in August of 2017 summarizing his findings and made a presentation to the council on types of senior centers and so on. From there, the council, based on his report, authorized the town manager to go out and hire an architect to develop some schematic plans and designs so that we could use those, if appropriate, to go out to referendum to raise money to build the community center. The schematic designs were proposed, presented at a town council meeting in June of 2018 with an approximate cost of about $10 million. The town council wanted to move forward with the project and set a public hearing on August 2018. At that public hearing, the people that turned out spoke favorably to move forward with this senior project. And the council approved it as a referendum item on election day, November 2018. On that date, the project did pass with 4,100 voters voting yes. In November of 18, the council moved forward by authorizing town manager to seek bids for an architect as well as a construction management company. Also was formed was a design committee made up of members of the town council, town staff, as well as residents in the town to work with the architect to design the community center going forward. Also, the town council made the public building commission the construction committee that would oversee the construction of this facility. Also, also the town did hire Colliers International to be its owner's rep and provide project management services. The Public Building Commission, or PBC, interviewed a number of architects and In April, April of 2019, recommended to the town council that we hire Quisenberry, Arcari, Malik Architects to be the architect on this project. The architect worked with the design committee over the coming months to formulate a plan for the senior center. And then on September 2019, those plans were presented by AQ&M to the town council, and at that meeting in September, the town council approved the design and authorized the architect and Colliers to start designing construction documents. And Joe Kohanek was the mayor at that time, and his quote was, "This project is now moving forward." And then after the construction documents were designed and went out to bid, the Public Building Commission interviewed a number of construction management companies and, construction companies, and selected PAC Group, who was assigned the general contract to this project. And they started working in June and got us to where we are today at this moment. So that's sort of the path to where we got to today. And I would like to turn the podium over to the mayor of Rocky Hill, Lisa Marotta.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, John. Thank you all for coming out to celebrate this momentous occasion. It is so truly exciting to see this project finally taking off, and it will be a tremendous opportunity for all of the residents here in Rocky Hill. I want to just take a minute and recognize a couple of people who came out to share in our joy today, and specifically Executive Director of the State Commission of Women, Children, and Seniors, Attorney Stephen Hernandez, and also from the State Commission, Michael Werner. You know, we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the tremendous efforts of our grassroots folks in the community who worked tirelessly to convince residents that this was a wonderful opportunity for us to invest in, that this wasn't just something for seniors, but this is something that the whole community is going to benefit from for many, many years to come. The community center, and especially the senior center, serve many people through multiple stages of life. And with this expansion, we can now begin to explore ways to incorporate intergenerational programming and what it truly means to be a livable community. And I'm so excited for all of you to be here to experience this with us, and especially for Executive Director Hernandez to come join us on November 16th to help us begin that process. And so, as with anything else, despite all the uncertainty and the anxiety caused during this unprecedented year, there is always a silver lining if we look for it. And today is the perfect example of that. So in closing, I would like to officially dedicate today's ceremony in memory of Chief Kohanek. Joe exemplified the heart of community spirit, and I know that he would be very proud to be here with us today. Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce Alan Greenspan from the Senior Liaison Committee. Alan?
Thank you, Mayor. What I'd like to really do is just recognize those that have been involved with the Senior Liaison Committee over the last few years. As Town Manager John Mayer mentioned, you know, this project has been a long time in the works. And for the last 3 years, we've really been moving it forward. What I'd like to say is a fairly quick pace for projects of this type. So I'd like to thank our Senior Liaison Committee for getting it started. I don't know if Counselor John Emanuel's here. I did see Counselor Mukesh Desai out in the back there. Thank you, Mukesh. And our current Senior Liaison Committee, Mimi Thoreau, and Deputy Mayor Ed Sharman. Thank you for all your work. I know when we started on this, we were looking at blueprints, plans, designs, and today's actually a nice opportunity to be standing in a structure that is started in the completion process. And I really look forward to the opportunity to come to this building once it's fully complete, the pandemic's behind us, and we can start enjoying this space that we're building here. So I'll keep my remarks short. I'll turn the podium over to Councilor Jeff Levine. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I too will keep my remarks short, as my colleagues have done as well. Just like to take a couple of minutes to talk about the Senior and Community Center Design Committee. First, let me begin by introducing our members and contributors. Several voting members, and some are here, besides myself as the chair, Councilperson Mimi Thoreau, who just Alan Greenspan just recognizes here, Town Manager John Mayer, Melissa Hicks, Director of Human, Youth, and Senior Services, Craig Bowman, Director of Parks and Recreation, and from the public, Krista Mariner and Donald Pitkin were also voting members. Two alternates that gave a lot of contributions as well, Frank Turner and Charlie Wisnowski were the alternates for our committee. Besides those members, we had several folks from other groups that were helping us. From the Public Building Commission, contributing were David O'Connor and Brian Addy. From QA&M, we had Tamar Kari, Rocco Petito, Rebecca Sarkozy, and Angela Carlson. And from Colliers, we had Matt Burns-Jacobson and Kurt Lavouet. Hopefully I didn't leave anybody out. I tried to capture everybody, but if I apologize in advance if I missed anybody. Besides the aforementioned town councilors, the town manager, the department heads, and members of the PBC and other citizens who were part of the committee, we also had quite a few members of the public regularly attend our meetings and provide valuable input as well. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the design team members as well as the other contributors for all the time and effort spent through the process of what we did in the design committee. Our committee was charged with working with our architects and project leaders to provide input on a variety of topics, including things like overall square footage, room layouts, types of building materials to be used, exterior and interior cosmetics, and as well as furniture and fixtures. And of course, it was all to be done within a budget, which, as you might imagine, at times left us with challenging trade-offs and decisions. I am happy to report, though, that our committee worked very well together with lots of terrific input and ideas from varying viewpoints and experiences. The accumulation of these have led to what I believe will be a terrific senior and community center to be enjoyed by the Rock Hill citizens of all ages and interests for many years to come. With that, I'll give the podium to Mr. Brian Addy.
Thank you, Jeff. Brian Addy, Chairperson of the Public Building Commission. I am very honored to represent my fellow commissioners. I got Steve Longo and Sal Gansey here with us today, and many others. I'm also very proud to be a part of this project. What this final beam represents and symbolizes is all the determination and hard work of so many of our residents that are here with us today, as well as those that are not, and unfortunately those that cannot be with us. So again, I'm very proud to be a part of this project. This beam is this kind of the final piece of the puzzle that this town needed to bring together all generations of our residents, and I'm very excited, and I can't wait to see everyone back here next summer for our ribbon cutting ceremony. So thank you.
Thank you, Brian, for your short speech. I have been told, I can't recognize with the masks on, that we do have representatives from the architectural firm QA&M, if they would like to, whatever they do in public, wave thing. Oh, is that you, Tom? Well, I thought it was Dr. Partisani with the mask on. Also, from our general contractor, the PAC group are here, as well as our, and we compliment the PAC group on doing a nice job cleaning this up. Looks very nice compared to what it was a few days ago with the rainstorms. And in our owner's rep, Colliers, my old documents have an international, but I think they changed it to something else. They're also here. Thank them for managing the project. I'd like to call up the PAC group that are going to be installing the final beam. Oh, there they go. Thank you. That Brian explained the symbolism of this ceremony a few minutes ago. Thank you. And with that, that concludes our last beam ceremony. Thank you for coming. We invite you to stay around and join us for some refreshments that are being served outside of the Senior Community Center. And again, thank you for coming, and enjoy the rest of your day.